Hey guys, Natasha with the Day with Ethel vlog. How was it that you can grow up and never really truly know your loved ones or someone that you thought was a good person and was taking care of you? This is Shattered Dynasty by Ava Harrison. And let's just say, Ava, you are a rock star. I love these stories. I'm a huge fan of them. They're not series, they're individuals, but you can just read certain of her bad boy, good boy, billionaire dudes. And let's just say Trent and Peyton's story, it got me. I first started this as an audiobook and I was reading it. I was extremely drawn to Trenton's anger. You know, Trenton's dad, when Trenton was younger, he was kind and generous and soulful. But as he got older, his dad kind of took that out on him and said that weak men are kind. And so Trenton kind of got this hardened shell. But his sister Ivy was everything for him. He would do anything for his sister. And their dad did something pretty horrific to Ivy. You need to go read her story. But Ivy kind of overcame it. And Trent's just like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be like my father. Yes, he's ruthless and he's a billionaire and he does work for some not so nice guys, but he has a good heart. Trent's dad abruptly passes away while he's in jail for the crimes that you need to read Ivy's book to understand. But you'll get it. He wasn't a good guy. And he gets murdered essentially in prison. But it's at the wheel reading that the world kind of completely tilts on its axis. Two girls walk in, Erin and Peyton, and their story is about to be unraveled. Peyton loved Ronald. Ronald was the one person in her life that cared for her. Peyton's life story is not good. You know, she didn't grow up in a loving, caring home. She ultimately kind of was an orphan and raised by her sister Erin, and Erin kind of did some things not so good for her, but they survived. And Ronald took them in. Erin dated Ronald, and Ronald, you know, kind of paid for everything, paid for Peyton's college, paid for her bills, paid for the home, buy the car. And now it's abruptly coming to an end because now Ronald's dead. But now Peyton finds out they're the other family. Peyton didn't know that Ronald was married and had a son and a daughter, didn't know that Trent and Ivy were Ronald's kids. Like Ronnie was, like I said, her person, the only person that was her kind of fatherly figure growing up. But the thing is in this will reading, she has to kind of go to Trent now for everything. Trent's in charge of her trust. He's in charge of all the millions that he left. And let's just say Trent has something to do. Trent's going to get back to her. He's going to tighten up those purse strings and he's going to make Peyton's life a living hell. Like she literally has to move in with him, do extra homework, besides getting a business degree, go do, community service and do all these extra tasks. He's trying to break her, but Peyton's too strong. Peyton stands with her back so still and straight that she's like, screw you, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna prove to you that I can, be your maid and do this extra homework, do my homework and volunteer. And I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face. And over the months, Trent starts to see this. Trent starts to see that, wow, this gal is not afraid. She's not afraid of anything, and she keeps going and she keeps doing and she keeps doing, and she hasn't broke yet. But he's also ruthless and he's also kind of a hard ass. And Peyton sees that, but she's drawn to it. She even says it in one of her things. She says, he's an asshole. He wants to ruin my life, but for some insane, crazy reason, I can't help myself. And it's because she sees through him. She sees this facade and can break down those walls and find out this guy is a caring, gentle soul. He's just taking it out on Peyton, what his past is and what his dad has done to their family. But it's kind of like this tug and pull. And as I was listening to it, my nerves were like, my stomach was in knots because I kept reading this like, oh my gosh, Peyton and Trent actually have a lot in common. And they are like, their souls are going to match. They're going to get their zing. And as you read it, you just feel like Trent is a jerk, but he has so much. I see what he's doing, and Peyton's not going to give up. But then some things start happening to Peyton and she's starting to worry, and she's thinking that, you know, maybe Trent's not as nice as he is. Ultimately, something does happen and everything kind of comes down. And let's just say Trent sees the errors in his ways and he sees the beauty that's in for him. And then you see that, you know, Peyton sees this and she's kind of drawn to this dirty bad guy, and he ultimately ends up protecting her. And you know, they always say like not everything is black and white, shades of gray make up the world. And that's kind of truly the story, and it's said in the book. Peyton said it, you know, not everything is black and white, there is shades of gray. And Trent starts to see that, and Trent starts to understand that this person, this gal in front of him is kind of what's making his heart excited, and, you know, and taking care of her. And yes, the heirs of his ways, his mother and his sister and a family friend kind of all just kind of call him out on his shit. And it's just really, it's fun. And it's kind of revengey at times, but it's the way that Ava writes that you truly appreciate her writing style. She can give us the biggest billionaire enemy, but turn him into this soulful, romantic, grand gesture guy. I mean, even the littlest picnic that he makes is such a huge grand gesture. Guys, this is the Shattered Dynasty. There is so many other books that Ava Harrison writes, but I love her stories. I love this kind of devil meets the angel. But I'll tell you, Peyton, she stood her ground. She was not afraid to call you out on all of your crap. She wasn't afraid to stand her ground and say, this is wrong. And she did that. She shattered Trent's dynasty. She shattered everything he thought, and vice versa. You know, Peyton's world got shattered, her dynasty crumbled, but she rose from that and she became a better person. Guys, this is Shattered Dynasty. It's in the links. Go get the book. You will not be disappointed. I listened to it, then I had to read that last hour because I finally was home and I needed to read this book and finish it. I finished it in one day. It's worth it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.